What's up, guys? Henny Uploads with here, back with another video, and today I'm here with another banger. You already know every video I do is a banger. Today I'm here to give you guys loads of information. I'm going to tell you guys how you can get an RTX 3080, a Ryzen 5000 series processor, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, how you can get your hands on these things as quick as possible and the best ways to get them. Now, I'm going to be going over a lot of stuff in this video. It's going to be kind of long, but stay tuned because I'm going to drop gems throughout the entire video. And the tips are all free, by the way. Nothing in this video I'm going to explain you have to pay for. You don't have to buy anything. Everything is free. And all the information I'm going to give you is going to help you out, and it works for every single item that I'm talking about. So that's the Ryzen processors, the RTX cards, the new 3060 Ti that just released today. I have some information, some stories about that towards the end of the video. We got the PlayStation 5 and the Series X. So yeah, for all that good stuff. But yeah, I'm going to be going over some of the information, some of the places you need to be, groups you need to be in to be able to get the notifications, what's hard to get, how drops have been in the past versus how they are now, the best websites for each item, some tips and tricks for each website, how to set up your phone, and we're going to be talking about past drops, so drops that have happened previously, how they went, so you can kind of get yourself caught up, because when you join these servers and these groups, you might not be caught up on how things work. So I'm going to catch you up on everything. So before we get started, I don't mean to brag or boast about this. I'm just showing it off just so you guys don't think I'm just talking. I'm just showing you guys some of the things that I've been able to buy, and I'll have some other receipts on the screen. So let's go ahead and switch to the camera. So right here we have my, I guess, holy grail, I don't know, the RTX 3090. You can see it on the screen or on the computer. It said 3080, but this is the RTX 3090 box. This is just a blank box that I got sent to me because I sent my cousin my old graphics card in my actual box. But yeah, this is the RTX 3090. Really good card, amazing card. I'm probably gonna end up returning it though. We'll see. The return policy for Best Buy is really good. I have until the 16th of January, and I've had this card for like a month. So yeah, and it's been really good. But I might end up returning it and getting a 3080. I also have a PlayStation 5 digital edition. You can see the box right here. I have a PlayStation 5 as well. I don't have pictures on the screen of my setup. I was able to get that on Amazon. I'll talk about my personal experiences and like how hard things were to get even for me. I'll talk about that in the video. And last but not least, this thing, it's actually in the box, but this is for my mom. This is an Xbox Series X. You can see that Xbox Series X, huge, man. I got that from my mom. I actually set it up and did everything with that. But yeah, so you can see I've been able to get those three things there. Some other things I've been able to get were the I grabbed the 3080 for the win off Amazon, but I canceled it. I bought a couple of Zotac cards. I was buying those and canceling them just to test the bot for the server that I'm going to talk to you about. What else was I was able to get a 5900X on Newegg, but something happened with that. I'll talk about that later. And yeah, and I was able to get those two things. I still have to get a PlayStation 5 for my friend, and I'm trying to get a 5900X. I think I got one of those on the way today, so we'll see. But that just goes to show like the things that I've been able to get, and that's more than enough for the average person. I'm pretty sure all you guys out there are just trying to get one individual thing, and I'm going to provide you with all the information that I possibly can give you basically to help you out. So let's go ahead and get started. Just quick run through. I want to go through some background information for some people that may not know what's going on. So basically everything is sold out right now. There's a big supply and logistics problem with COVID and everything like that. Shortages across the board, and on top of that, the little stock that is left, you have resellers basically snagging all of the stock they can with bots that automatically buy everything up. And it's really hard to get your hands on things. Even when you try to get it and you're there immediately, it's very difficult to get. I understand. I've seen it firsthand. And you go on eBay and you see it immediately after launches for double, triple the price. I fully get it. I fully understand. And there's a lot of competition even amongst people that are in the groups that I'm in. We're just going off of notifications and trying to be first, but you honestly, you don't even stand a chance if you're not in the know with the notifications and knowing, okay, this thing comes out now. It just came in stock. Go try to get it. If you have no clue when they're going to come in stock and you're just going off of word of mouth and off of tweets and stuff like that and off of announcements from, Twitter or Newegg on Twitter, or Walmart on Twitter, it's going to be very hard for you to be able to get these things. And I said like a month ago that I did not expect for PlayStation 5 and for Xbox Series X before they launched. I did not expect people to be able to get them, for the wide majority of people to get their hands on them by the end of the year. I knew that. I knew that for sure. By the end of the year, it wasn't going to happen. My personal guess was February. That was my guess. We're like February, March-ish. But people at GameStop, when I got my hands on a PlayStation 5 and I was going to get a controller, they told me March and April of next year, 2021, until they may get their hands on even like a good amount of PlayStations. And that's ridiculous, man. And like I said before, later on in the video, I'll talk about how drops have been and how they've kind of slowed down a bit more. But it's been very, very hard to get those things. And I'm just going to try to give you all the tips that I can and some information so you can get caught up and get ready to go. So now that you're caught up, you already understand what's going on. Shortages, everything's sold out. I'm going to give you the tips on what you need to do. So let's go ahead and switch back to the screen. Now, let me get my thing pulled back up. So we'll get into the websites later, but if you're not already aware of what Discord is basically a messaging app, a chat app, lots of different communities on there. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of Discord servers. If you've never been introduced to Discord before, I recommend you make an account, get signed up, get your two-factor authentication, all that good stuff on there. Get signed up and get ready to join these servers that I'm going to introduce you to. So there's 4 main servers that I can throw out there. There's one really good one, the one that I'm showing off right now. But there's 4, and there's really 2 that I mainly use. I'll talk about them. So firstly, you have Stock Drops, and I'll have links to all of these in the description, by the way, every single server. You have Stock Drops, you have NVIDIA Snatcher, you have PC Build Helper, which is this one right here, PCBuildHelper.com, and you have ATR. Now, I want to just quickly shout out ATR a lot. I'm a Patreon over there on ATR. I've donated a good bit of money to the moderator of that chat. He's a really cool guy. And their Discord is legit, man. I've bought pretty much everything that I've been able to get through notifications from ATR. So I highly recommend you check them out. This isn't sponsored or anything. I just wanted to do this out of the kindness of my heart. He's a really cool dude, made a really awesome server. There's a nice community over there with a lot of good people that will help you out. So yeah, I definitely check ATR out. And PC Build Helper is another one that I really, really like. I haven't been in it for that long, but I like the way they have things set up. And they're a bit better with certain websites than others. ATR is pretty much the best well-rounded one, in my opinion, out of the 4 that I mentioned. But PC Build Helper can sometimes fill in the gaps. And yeah, so PC Build Helper is actually legit as well. I check out all 4 of those. I'd get all 4 of them added, really. But those 2, if you're just looking to not really join that many, those 2 are the best ones, in my opinion. So I'd go ahead and check those out. So like I mentioned, Stock Drops, NVIDIA Snatcher, PC Build Helper, and ATR. Now, once you get set up, we'll just go through this example with ATR. So I have on my screen Discord right here. Once you join the Discord, you'll be greeted with the rules most likely, and then you can go down here to notification selection. Here, you can basically select each individual product that you want to be notified for when they come in stock. And when it pops up, when you get the notification, it'll look like this. So let's go to 3070, for example. It'll look like this. It'll tell you what the website is, the name of the card, the price, and you can click on it and instantly go to the site and see the card. This is a bundle, but you'll see the card in stock, or if it's out of stock, it'll be out of stock. Now, just a heads up, I just want to give you guys a note. Sometimes when you do get notified, it won't always, most of the time it's in stock, obviously, because it's being notified when it's in stock, but sometimes it'll be like a false alarm. Sometimes on Amazon, for example, you get a lot of scalped listings that are first party listings or third party listings, even that are overpriced. A lot of the third party listings you'll see for like, hundreds of dollars over resale value. It's basically eBay at that point. A lot of third-party sellers. So don't buy scalped listings. Obviously, I shouldn't have to tell you that, but if you're here, you probably weren't going to do it anyway. Don't buy those scalped listings. You're kind of defeating the purpose of even doing this. So pay attention and just wait for one that's MSRP, and it'll highly likely that you'll find one that's MSRP when the notification goes off. So that's what one looks like. And in the notification selection, you can check off anything you want. Alternatively, if you want to make sure you get every single message, you can actually go to the individual channels. So if you want like a 5900X, for example, you can literally right click on the channel and go to notification selections or settings, and hit all messages. You can do that and it'll notify you for every single message. Now, if he were to put in just a random like announcement inside the channel, you would get notified of that as well. But I mean, if you really want to be like on it, you can do all messages. But I have mine set as only mentions, and then I just have it checked off there. So that's pretty much how you set up your Discord. And I'll talk about how you set up your phone in a later part in the video. But we're going to go ahead and get into the next segment of this video. I'm going to go through each individual item, including the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. I'm going to go through each individual item and tell you guys what's been hard to get, how drops have been for that item, so you kind of get some background information and what you can expect in the future. And I'm going to tell you the best websites for each individual item. So we'll go ahead and get into it, starting with the 3060 Ti. Now, the 3060 Ti just came out today. I'll give you, I guess I was going to talk about drops later in the video, but I'll go ahead and explain what happened. So I was at work, and the two main sites that the 3060 Ti dropped on was Newegg and Best Buy. So I don't want to talk about how Best Buy does the drops until later on in the video, but I'll just say that on Newegg, it sold out instantly from what I heard. Now, there's a couple of people in the chat that got it, but from what I saw, I was on Newegg as well. From what I saw, it was out of stock basically at 9 a.m. instantly. And then Best Buy actually dropped at around 10-ish. What was it? 10:14. Okay, they got their first notification at 10:24. Around 10:15, 10:20. That's when Best Buy dropped. So they dropped an hour late. But there was a lot of stuff. I won't say a lot. I want to preface this by saying, when I say a lot, or when I use terms like a lot, a bunch, think of it still in the scope of it's very limited. So I'm not talking about a lot as in, oh, everybody could just got one, because they still sold out within minutes. But when I say a lot, I mean more than normal, more than launch, for example, because the launch was terrible. But it was more than the other launches. So there was a good bit of stock there. It still sold out pretty quick. And they had MSI, they had NVIDIA, they had Gigabyte ones, I think. Like I said before, you can mix and match between these servers. So I'll go on here and I'll see ones for what was it? They had EVGA, they had Tufts, Gigabyte AOSs for the wins, lots of ones, man. And this is all today. This is all today, in the course of like an hour. Now, a lot of these links are ones that were out of stock, but the first initial links that they put up were good. The Gigabyte ones, yeah, these were good. And the 3060 Ti, if I had to guess, I mean, we have to get more data, get more information from just seeing over the coming days and weeks. But I'd expect these to restock just as much as the 3070. In the grand scheme of things, the 3070 has been the easiest card to get. It's still hard. Like I mentioned before, it's still hard, but it has been the easiest out of the three, the 3070, 3080, and 3090. It has been the easiest out of the three, in my opinion. But I think the 3060 Ti should restock at about the same rate as the 3070, but we don't know. Now, the 3080, let's get to the 3080, because I know that's a big one that you guys are waiting on. The 3080 actually restocked alongside the 3060 Ti today, and they had FE, they had For the Win 3, they had a couple of, I think those are the only two. I think they might have had a couple others. This is all on Best Buy, by the way. Best Buy is known, just a quick tip about Best Buy is known to do collateral drops. Like when they drop one thing, like if you see one card drop, they're gonna drop the whole suite. Like if for example, when I saw the For the Win 3 drop, I immediately started searching for the 3080 FE because I knew it was gonna come out, and it did. I personally didn't get my hands on anything. I just tried the 3060 Ti for fun. I tried the 3080 and I tried the 5900X, which also restocked. I didn't get my hands on anything. The reason why I'd probably just chalk it up to me being at work. Computers are a bit slower. Location switches, stuff like that. I wasn't on my phone or on the app or on my computer, so that I had to do verification codes. That happens. Like I said before, I'll get into everything about the websites later on. But the 3080, just to give you some background information, the 3080 has been one of the hardest things to get, specifically the FE. If you're looking for like a AIB partner that's not really too well known, like PNY, Zotac, if you're not trying to, go crazy and get like a Strix or a FE, you can get your hands on a Gigabyte one pretty easily. For the Win 3s are pretty hard to get. XC3 Ultras I've seen restock pretty, I guess, steadily. But FEs and Strixes, the 3080 Strix is probably one of the hardest items to get out of everything I'm going to start mentioning, besides maybe the Navi cards. But the 3080 Strix is like, they put out like one or two of those every 2 weeks. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the last drop was like, they did a one drop on the 30th, which was yesterday or 2 days ago. No, the 30th was I'm thinking this one. This is the one I'm talking about. Yesterday, they did this drop yesterday. They did the one on the 30th, and that's the last two drops that they've done since like the launch of the card. Like I'm telling you, like the Strix has barely restocked, and when they restock, it's like a couple. Like it's still hard to get. So the 3080 in general is really tough to get. No pun intended, but the 3080 FE is one of the hardest ones to get. But you can get your hands on one with the tips I'm going to start giving you later on in the video. 3090 is all right. It's in the middle between the 3080 and the 3070, I'd say, as far as difficulty to get. I think that's just due to the price of it. Maybe margin scalpers aren't really trying to do 3090s, whatever the reason may be. And they restock, I won't say like regularly, they restock like every other day. So you can get if you're looking for a 3090, you can pretty much get your hands on one, especially if you're not AIB picky. If you're looking for a 3090 FE though, it's going to be pretty difficult. You're going to have to wait. That's the one that I have, and it hasn't restocked since like November 10th. And before that, it hadn't restocked since I bought mine, which was like September something. Like, I think it was like, no, not September. It was like October 20th or something like that. Like it was a pretty ways away. But yeah, the 3090 is kind of elusive, but if you don't care about AIBs, you can get your hands on one. The Navi cards, I'm gonna just bundle into one because I don't really follow Navi cards. I wasn't interested in one, but from what I've heard at launch, the launch was complete trash. It was terrible. Newegg was like not even restocking. It was like completely sold out upon it going into stock, quote unquote, the time that it came. And from what I've heard, it has been really, really hard to get your hands on those. So I wouldn't, if you're looking for a Navi card, it's going to be really tough. And I don't know how often they're restocking. Let's see. There was one today at 301 Sapphire Nitro. There was one Best Buy. Okay, that's the same day today. This one was also today. So they dropped alongside the big drop today. The Best Buy did a huge drop today along with the 3060 Ti. They dropped everything. So I'm surprised to see that they did the 6800 XTs as well. But yeah, I don't know how many drops there have been, but you can always go through here and check yourself to get caught up. But yeah, so I'd say those are pretty hard to get, but just keep checking the notifications and get yourself one of those cards when they come in. Now, last but not least, we got the PlayStation later on, but the Ryzen chips. So the 5900X, which is the one that I want, is probably the hardest one to get out of all of them. The 5900X has barely restocked. It restocked today on Amazon, which people are saying it was a fake launch, but I got it in my cart actually, and then it went out of stock. But 5900X launched on Amazon and Best Buy today. I tried both, did not get it, but it was there. And the last time it dropped, there was a huge drop on the 27th. They had every single bundle, and I'll talk about bundles later in the video because there's a big trick that you guys need to pay attention to. The Newegg wishlist trick and the bundles. Do both of those and you'll be set. But there was a big drop on the 27th, and then there was another one on the 25th, and that's been like the last drop that they've done in a minute. So yeah, the 5900X is hard to get. If you're like me waiting on the 5900X, you're gonna be waiting a little bit, especially since they just dropped today. The 5600X I say is the next hardest to get, just because it's one of the best value chips. Even Gamers Nexus in his newest rankings of CPUs, he quoted it as one of the best budget CPUs, actually the best budget CPU. And it's been pretty difficult to get. I mean, it dropped alongside that other drop yesterday, but other than that, they come and go on Amazon. Best sites, by the way, for the 5600X and for all the other Ryzen chips are Best Buy, Newegg, and Amazon. Amazon and Newegg are probably the most common, but Best Buy usually does drops every about 2 weeks, so you can catch one on there. For the 30 series cards, the best sites to get, I'd say, are Newegg, Amazon, kinda, but you'll get a lot of scalped listings. I'd say Best Buy and Newegg are probably the best two. For Navi, I'm not sure. The 5800X at one point was sitting for a couple of days, but now it's gone back out of stock a little bit. I think the thing about the 5800X is people are kind of settling. So at first it was sitting because nobody wanted it. They thought 5600Xs and 5900Xs were going to come back into stock. But when they saw how hard those were to get, people just started settling for the 5800X. And it's not a bad chip by any means. It's just priced in between the best budget CPU and one of the best CPUs in the lineup. So when you have that gap there, it's like you just put it there and it's $400, $450, I think. And you know, it's just kind of a weird spot. But people just started to pay that money, and now they're sold out. So it's just supply and demand, supply and demand. And then you got the 5950X, which I haven't really been following as much, but from what I've seen, it's been just as hard to get as about the 5900X or 5600X. Pretty difficult. But when they do come in stock, they usually come in bundles. So I'll tell you guys about the bundles later on in the video. And then we have the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox. So let me talk about this. Let me slow down a little bit. So out of the two consoles, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, the PlayStation 5 is one of the hardest things to get. I'm just being honest with you. It's one of the hardest things to get out of any of these items. It's up there with the Strix, and the 5900X is one of the hardest products to get in this lineup. The Xbox is still pretty difficult to get as well, but the PlayStation 5 is just on another level. They rarely restock. If you guys remember on Black Friday, at every GameStop, they were having 6 Xbox Series X's in stock and 2 PlayStation 5s. 2. It's ridiculous. 2 PlayStation 5s in stock. And yeah, it's been really hard to get. And I'll cap, since I'm towards the end of the lineup, I'll go ahead and let you guys know. Drops in general have been getting actually less common over time. You would think they would be more common. It's actually been less common. And you can talk to anybody who's been in this chat for like the last, I'd say, month or two and has been following things and been paying attention. Drops have actually gotten less common. And I just, you know, that just comes with, what I'm getting that from is from my experience. Back in, all this stuff dropped in September, the computer components. In October, there was a bunch of drops. I joined this server in about October. There was a bunch of drops in October. Early November-ish, there was some drops. And then mid-November, it started slowing down. Right before Black Friday, actually, it started getting worse. Like, it started slowing down. And now it's at a point where it's kind of at like they're trying to pick it back up, but it's kind of like at a stalling point right now. But it should pick back up. I expect it to around Christmas. And I'm not sure what the reasoning for that is. It might be they were trying to set up some sales, or they're trying to rush to get stuff out for these holidays. I don't know. But I expect things to start picking back up really around late December. I'm just being honest, probably mid-December. Right now it's December 2nd. So yeah, but I'm just letting you guys know that drops have been getting less common, but they should start picking back up. We don't know yet. We'll see. But yeah, the PlayStation 5 is pretty difficult to get, but the best sites that you could try on, the best notifications that I've seen, 2 of the best ones that are slept on are Sam's Club and Costco. And the reason why those are slept on is because you need memberships to buy them. But if you have a Costco membership or a Sam's Club membership, those are easier, not easy, but easier to get, because, you know, not everybody has a membership. But the first drop that they did with Sam's Club and Costco, it sat for a little bit. But this last Costco one that was today at 120 sold out pretty quick. And I think people are catching on, and they're just paying the membership whether they're near a Costco or not, because it's like $40, I think. I don't remember. $40 for a membership. And then you have an easier chance of getting a PlayStation. I think people are just doing it just to try to get a PlayStation. It's ridiculous. But yeah, I'd say best websites for that are those 2 if you can. There's a direct queue, which PlayStation puts out when they have stock. They put out this direct queue link, which is in here, but I'll have it in the description. And then you got Best Buy, who has the PlayStation and the Xbox. That I actually got my Xbox from Best Buy. Amazon's where I got my PlayStation from. But I'll tell you guys right now, so when I got my PlayStation, I barely got it. And I'll talk about more about what you need to do and how fast you need to be in the setting up your phone part of the video. But man, literally the checkout process from the moment I clicked the link on Discord, I was on my computer, from the moment I clicked the link to when I had it bought was like 5 seconds, under 5 seconds. I'm serious. I'm not exaggerating. It's literally 5 seconds. I clicked the link on Best Buy, hit add to cart, it added, I hit checkout, and then I hit place order, all in about 5 seconds. And when I refreshed the page afterwards, it was sold out. So it sold out literally within like 10 seconds. And the thing that I'm going to probably reiterate towards the end of the video, but the thing that I'm going to tell you is, for all of these drops, you probably have a good like 10 to 15 seconds. 20 would be pretty lenient. You have about 10 to 15 seconds. If you can do it in 5, that'll be a lot quicker. Or a lot better, sorry. You have about 10 to 15 seconds for these drops. I'm just being realistic. And that's for every item. That's not for just the PlayStation. That's for every single item. So you gotta be on the ball. You gotta have your notifications set up. You gotta have your phone on you ready. If you're at the computer, you gotta have your stuff set up like this. And I'll talk about, like I said, how to set up your phone in the next part of the video after I get through all the websites. But yeah, that's pretty much the background information and how easy and hard things are to get each individual item. I hope that helps you guys out a good bit and caught you guys up. So now we're gonna get into the websites. So let's go ahead and pull those up. So first I want to start with Newegg, actually, because there's a couple of tricks with Newegg that can help you get your orders in better. So with Newegg, there's a couple of tricks. Number one, you have the wish list trick, and it's something that you'll see mentioned in the chat. If you're actually in the general chat regularly, you'll see maybe people mention it. I'll go ahead and pull it up on my phone. So by the way, just a quick before I get to the phone part, you can go ahead and do this on your phone. Download all of the apps for your Best Buy, your Walmart, your Newegg, Amazon. I have all of these apps on my phone. You can see it. I'll go ahead and switch to the camera. I have Best Buy, Walmart, Newegg, Amazon, and GameStop. So I definitely recommend you guys go and get those. And yeah, that's the only 5 that I have. Get those on your phone. Sign in to them. If you don't have accounts for these websites and these apps, make accounts. Sign in. Get your billing and shipping information on there. Get your PayPal, your Apple Pay, all that stuff set up, and you'll be ready to go. But when you have the Newegg app, the thing that you guys need to do is set up a wish list. Now, you might be wondering, why would you set up a wish list? It's just a list of the items that you want. What you want to do is combine the bundles. You want to put, basically, say for example, you want like a 5900X. We'll go back to the computer, for example. Say you want a 5900X processor. This processor has a bunch of bundles alongside it. So you have the 5900X right here, but you have a bunch of bundles with it, a bunch of bundles. And what you want to do is basically add all of those bundles into a wish list that looks like this. So I have mine set up with a 5900X products and 3080. Switch back to the thing. So you can see I got all of the Ryzens in there, all the bundles. Lots and lots of bundles. I got a couple of PlayStation bundles in there towards the middle. Got the PlayStation bundle there. And then I have the Strix 3080 and I have the XC3 Ultra on there. And the reason why you set this up is because if you look at the bottom, you can see a button that says add all to cart. That is your best friend, man. When you have all of these items in your cart, and say for example a notification goes off and you see it that it's, I don't know, for example a 5900X, you see, oh, they're dropping 5900Xs. You have every single bundle in your wish list. So all you have to do is open up your wish list and just do this and let it refresh. And this should change to add all to cart if at least one item in the wish list is in stock. Now, the trick with this is usually more than one will be in stock. So it's best to just check all of them out. Now you're gonna probably have to have a credit card with a good credit limit on there. Probably a couple thousand if we're being honest, because these bundles get up to the high, almost to $1,000, sometimes over, depending on which CPU you want. Gonna probably have to have a pretty decent credit limit. But what you can do to beat the rush, because you kind of have to do it, there's really no other option. You could go through and find the one you want. Oh, I want this one, and hit add to cart, but by then it might be gone, or you might click one that's going out of stock and it's too late. What you need to do is just add all of them to your cart, buy all of them. You're probably most likely not going to get all of them because some of them will go out of stock, but you might get like 3 or 4. And then after you actually get an order secured, then you go in on Newegg afterwards and you cancel the ones you don't want. That's the best way to do it. And that is a way to beat the rush instead of going directly to a link. Now, this is for your phone. If you're on your computer and you see one comes in stock, you can go on your computer and probably check out pretty quick with your hands. I don't know if you're quicker on the computer or the phone, whichever one, but you can probably check out quicker on the computer. But this wish list is clutch for your phone. So I'd highly recommend you go on there and set up a wish list and get that set up and ready to go. And like I was mentioning with the bundles, is basically these things right here. They throw in things that they're just trying to get rid of. Newegg as a website, from what we understand, they're just trying to get rid of this stuff. So you can go on here and just go through the bundles and just basically find one. It'll come with something. And you can return those bundle items. A lot of people ask the question, can I return bundle items? You can, but you have to wait until you get both of the items to you at home, and then you can return it back. And there's a couple of tricks with that even. So if you paid with PayPal, you can actually use, there's a trick with PayPal. They will pay for the return shipping for you, because you do have to pay for to ship it back to them. PayPal will pay for that for you, and you do lose the little discount that you get. So for example, if there's a bundle like this that is $909.98 and it went down $10, you will lose that discount. So you won't get the $10 back. The combo discount, you will lose that discount. So be wary of the discounts, or the bundles, that you do buy, because there's ones like this that have a $50 discount that you might not want to, you might want to not cancel those. Or you might want to cancel those, when you get a chance. You want to keep the ones that have a smaller margin, so when you have to return items, you won't lose as much money. So keep that in mind. But this is one of the quickest ways, one of the tips that I can give you on how to be quick on Newegg. Is there anything else with Newegg? I mean, Newegg is kind of tricky on launches, and even when stuff restocks is kind of tricky. But I've had some pretty decent luck, mostly on my phone, not on the computer. The app is much better. I guess we've all in the chat come to the consensus. The app and like on your phone, the mobile browser, Safari, Chrome, whatever, it's a lot better than Newegg, or the desktop version. So I'd recommend you actually do it on your phone over the computer. The computer is kind of sketchy. Apparently they use different servers or whatever. I don't know. But that's Newegg. So I hope you guys got a lot of information out of that for Newegg. Next, let's talk about Best Buy. Now, Best Buy, to me, is the best website. And there's a big discussion that we've been having actually today, because they've started doing something new. At first, they were doing like, how they would do the drops is like, say if they dropped like a 3080, they would do like first come, first serve. So basically, if you're there first, you have the best chance at getting it. And how a drop goes is basically if you go to like 3080 FE and you find the one you want, I want the 3080 FE 699. It'll have a yellow button right here that says add to cart, and you click add to cart, and it'll say wait. You basically just sit there and wait. You don't refresh at all. You sit there and wait, and when it turns yellow again, that's your chance to buy. You click add to cart, and then you do the checkout process. So beforehand, they allowed you to, when you went through the checkout, like say for example, you went to the website, you clicked add to cart, said please wait, you got another yellow, you clicked it, now it's in your cart, and you went to checkout. At first, they were like, when I got my 3090, which was a month and a half ago probably, they were letting you ship it to your address, like ship it home. But now they're doing checkout only, like store pickup only. They're doing store pickup only. That's when I had to pick up this Xbox. I had to do store pickup only. And I thought they were like beta testing it on the Xbox, because I got this Xbox last week, and that's the first time that I had seen them do this. But now they're starting to do it with every drop. And from what we're understanding, this is my theory. This isn't confirmed, but this is my theory. I think they're switching from a first come first serve type drop to a regional drop, and I'll give you guys my logic for that. So number one, when you do buy something, you have to select the store near you, and sometimes you're able to add an item to your cart and it'll be sold out in your area, but it'll be in stock somewhere else. And I feel like another reason why I think that they're doing the regional drops, I think they're doing like a pool where they have like a pool of stock, and basically each store is allocated a certain amount of the items. Like maybe, I don't know, store A has 10 3080s. When those 10 3080s sell out, you can add it to your cart, but you aren't able to actually buy it and go pick it up at that store, because that store, all its allocation is sold out. So you have the ability to go somewhere else, but you don't know, because we don't know what's in stock and what's what. So really, it's kind of sold out. And that's why I kind of like the first come first serve. I think each one has its pros and cons. But that's basically how Best Buy has been doing it recently. This is as of like today, basically. So just be ready when these drops come out. You will have to go pick it up from the store, and you will have to be one of the first people in your area to get it. So that seems to be the case. But Best Buy, in my opinion, has been one of the best websites to get things from, just because I like how they do their drops. It's very fair. It's not usually botted. They have pretty good bot protection. And I've been able to get my 3090, as I said before, my 3090 and my Xbox from there. So tips for Best Buy, there's not really that many tips. You can use the app to get it. It's pretty straightforward. It's actually one of the most straightforward ones. other than, you know, just being straight up like first come first serve. When it sells out, it's gone. The system that they have set up in place is very good. Just follow the directions that they give you. There's really no tips, like there's no tricks. I mean, like it literally tells you, wait, when it turns yellow, add the card. Like it walks you through it. Everything they're saying on there is legitimate. Now you can make a list on the app. I do have a list saved of just 5 items that I'm personally trying to get. I'll switch it to the camera. Those are just the 5 items I'm trying to get personally. You can, what I would do is you can click on an item and it'll load. I don't know if it's focusing, but it'll load. And then you can just swipe back and then it'll refresh the page. That's how you refresh it. You can't do like a drop down refresh. You have to click on an item and then let it load and then go back, and that's how it refreshes. So you can do that. And I mean, if you're on your phone, that's a way that you can check it out quicker. And it still has that same button down there. This will turn yellow. It'll pop up, wait, and then it'll let you. It's the same process on the app and on your browser. So those are identical. Either way you want to do it, you can do it on your phone or on the computer. Equal chance at getting it. I actually got the Xbox on my phone. I got the 3090, I think, on the computer. So that's Best Buy. Really straightforward, really awesome website. Good place to get things from. Next up, we have Amazon. So Amazon is tricky. And the reason why I say Amazon is tricky is because not only do they have first party and third party sellers, but also sometimes when you get like notifications from Discord and it'll say add to cart, a lot of times it'll be either it won't add to cart, or it'll be overpriced, or it'll be like one that's just out of stock in general. Now, a lot of the times, or like fake drops, like fake alerts. I don't know. We don't really have a phrase for it. It's basically like where it says it's in stock, but it's really not. Or it might literally be like one individual item, because sometimes there's third party sellers that are they just have one CPU, and that's why it shows it's out of stock, because literally that one CPU got caught up by another bot very quickly. And a lot of the overpriced listings, you'll know they're overpriced just from, you know, the price itself. You'll see a 3070. Let me go ahead and give y'all an example. 3070 EVGA. You can see this one right here. This is the example I was saying. $999.99. Super scalped listings, man. So like, this is just what you'll see on Amazon. You'll see a lot of third-party listings that are scalped, and it happens for the consoles as well. The consoles are, a lot of the Xboxes and the PlayStations get hiked up prices. Some of them, I'd say about 50%. I'd honestly even say like 70% of the notification you'll get for consoles are overpriced if they're from Amazon. So, but I'd always check it, because you'll see one that's legitimate and you can grab one. So yeah, Amazon is a decent site, but sometimes you get those scalped listings. Best Buy is one of the best ones. GameStop, I guess we talked about GameStop. GameStop is one of the best ones. And yeah. And I wanted to get into one more thing that I forgot to mention before we get into what's the next part we got, how to set up your phone. I want to talk about Zotac. So Zotac, if you don't care about like what AIB you get, like if you don't care about having EVGA or having MSI or having ASUS, you just want a 3080 or a 3090 or 3070, Zotac sells their cards on their own store, and you have to make an account. They only take PayPal, and you can fill out the information there when you make the account and stay signed in. But they typically, as of like, I haven't checked in like the last week, but I've seen them continuously do it. They've been dropping every single day at around like 9:40 p.m. Eastern. 9:40 p.m. Eastern. Every single day. At one point, it was like a stretch of 2 weeks where it was literally on target. Like you didn't even have to check the bot. Like it was 9:40, you refresh it, it's up. Now they've been kind of doing it a bit more sporadically, but still continue to check it at 9:40. 9:40 p.m. Eastern, around 9:30 to 9:45, that time frame. Eastern p.m. They drop it on here, and you can buy it. And I have an entire document written out on this other tab I can show you. I have an entire document, which I'll have in the description below, that you can view for yourself, of tips on how to work out getting a card from Zotac. So if you don't care about AIBs, you don't care about having the best card, you just want a 3080 or a 3090, or a 3070, you can get one from Zotac, and I have tips right there talking about how things will crash. It does incorporate links that are from the Discord, so I recommend you go in the Discord, because when you do exclamation mark Zotac as a command, it'll put a bunch of these links. I reference those in here, so that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, if you don't care, that's a big one, man. If you don't care about AIB partners and you just want a card, you can go in there and get one with ease, man. So I guess we talked about all the sites, how to set up your phone for the best chance. So just a couple of quick tips on how to set up your phone for the best chance at getting these things. Like I mentioned before, you want to go on Safari or Chrome, your browser of choice, and sign in and stay signed in. So when you are typing in your username and your password, email, password, whatever, and it has a box that says keep me signed in, check that off. Keep yourself signed in across all of these websites. And if you don't have accounts, set up your accounts, put all your shipping, your billing information, your payment methods, everything on there. So when you are checking out, you don't have anything you need to worry about. Put all of that on there. And that's for every single website. And also get the apps. So in the off chance that you click a link and it doesn't take you like to a browser, you need to get the app. Or I was really referring to if it doesn't take you to the app, set it up on the browser. But you need to get the apps in the first place, honestly. They're highly recommended. Sometimes you can even check out quicker on the apps. So, and you need the app for the wish list trick. You need the app for the Best Buy wish list. Get the apps, man. I'd highly recommend you go get those. And that's basically how I have mine set up. I have my notifications set up, ready to go. Don't put your phone on silent mode. Make sure you get every single notification. And just be quick. Honestly, just be quick. So yeah, let's past drops was my last part that I want to talk about. A couple of the past drops that we've had. I talked about them pretty much already, but there was a couple of big 5900X drops recently in the past couple of days. Let's talk about play. Let me think more consoles. Man, there hasn't been a big console drop in a minute, like an actual official one. The last one was like a Best Buy one. So there was this GameStop bundle one on the 23rd. So that was like 9 days ago. That one, some people got stuff from there. Best Buy drop. I missed this one. This was on the 22nd. They had a Series X and it looks like just Series X and then the Pulse headset. They had PlayStations at Walmart. I want to talk to y'all about something real quick. So, if Walmart is probably one of the hardest places to get something from. So, like if Walmart tweets out, "Hey, we're gonna put out a PlayStation 5 at 12 p.m." You know the tweets I'm talking about, like 12 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern. Those are harder than random restocks, and you might not believe me, but they are harder than regular random restocks. And the reason why is because you're always going to be fighting against bots and resellers and stuff like that. But literally, would you rather have it a randomized drop where you can just go off of the bot scraping the site and going against that? Or would you rather go against a bot that knows exactly what time is going to come out? They can start scraping like a couple of minutes before, scraping more, like in a shorter interval. Your chances are so small at getting a drop at these things. That's why I've seen a lot of people try to get drops from Walmart and failed because it was selling out, the cart was crashing. It's not meant for it, man. Walmart as a site isn't really meant for that as well. Newegg at one point wasn't, but they fixed their site up and they're a bit better. Best Buy definitely improved, but Walmart is still behind, man. They're still behind on that. The cart crashes with ease. It crashes so much. So with any heavy traffic, it's done. So I would not recommend Walmart for a console. That's for both. That's for PlayStation and Xbox. You can try it, but I don't want you to not try. You can always try, but I'm just letting you know, be prepared for what's going to happen. I don't want you to go in with a false mindset or false dreams, false hopes, whatever. The PlayStation consoles, Newegg is decent for the Xbox, I've seen. But really, Best Buy is like the best website for consoles, honestly. I got my Xbox, like I said before, from Xbox, from Best Buy. Amazon works, but you just have to be really quick. But the last drops, I don't really remember. There's a lot of 3080 drops. There's a big one like I don't remember what day it was, but it was like earlier this month. There was a big one. But like I mentioned before, the drops have been getting less common, less frequent. There's lots and lots of drops pretty much every single day in October. But now last month, November, it kind of started slowing down. But you'll always see Zotac, man. But the drops were pretty small, and even today's 3060 Ti drop was I guess small in the grand scheme of things. It was better for out of the 30 class products, but 3000 series products, but it was still small in the grand scheme of things. But I think I talked about everything. I think I gave as much tips as I could. Final thing I'll say to cap off the video: just be as fast as you can, have everything set up, prepared, ready to go. Join these servers. They will get you the best chances at getting these items, man. And if you do happen to get an item from joining the server or from using these tips, be sure to donate. If you use the server ATR, be sure to donate to the man. He's surely appreciated, and he does giveaways all the time. He did a Strix giveaway, and he plans on doing another giveaway or a raffle or something like that. And he's setting up an auto scraping bot or auto purchasing bot, and he needs money for server costs, stuff like that. So if you can help him out, if you happen to get a card or anything off the website and you want to donate, it can be $1, it can be $5, it can be 10, whatever you want to do. If you want to become a Patreon member, you can also become a Patreon member. If you do become a Patreon member, you can get a cool little color to your name, depending on the amount of money that you are, the tier of Patreon that you are. This isn't, like I said, this isn't plugged. I'm just spouting this out because he's helped me out, so I'm gonna help him out through this video. And that's it. I think I've covered everything. This video is probably like 9 plus like 30 something, probably like 45 minutes. But man, I think I've covered everything. So I hope you guys have a I don't want to say wonderful time or great time because it's not great. Literally, you got to be on your phone 24/7, man, to get this stuff, man. But I hope I helped some of you guys out. And if you happen to get anything, be sure to come back to this video and comment down below if you got something. Let me know what you got, man. I'm proud of everybody that gets something. Be sure to share this video to anybody that needs help trying to get a card, trying to get a CPU, trying to get a PlayStation, whatever. And like this video if you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the tips that I gave you, all the information that I gave you. And also, I'm always in the Discord. So if you want to come in the ATR Discord, if you join it, you'll see me in there. Either I'm on my work account or I'm on my main account. You'll see me in there, Henry the 12. So if you see me, say, hey, what's up? Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? If you got something, I can help you out there if you need more help. I don't add people as friends, but I can help you out in the chat. People trolling, talking about Best Buy dropped in 5 minutes. They always do that. Do not listen to these dudes. They trolling. Do not let them troll. Just focus on the notification. Sometimes they give out good information, but these dudes will troll, man. So don't fall for it. I don't want you to be one of the people in there that's like, oh, it's in 5 minutes. It's like, no, we were just playing. But anyway, I hope some of you guys out, like I said before. Yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful time with all this information, and I'll catch you guys later in the next one. Peace.